Hi, I'm Vishakha Agrawal from the Sagar College of Engineering in India. I'm presenting my research on the Chinese social credit system. In recent times, the social credit systems and similar AI-driven mass surveillance systems have been deployed by the Chinese government in various regions. However, the discussions around the SCS are ambiguous. Some people call them very controversial and a breach of human rights, while other people say that they're very similar in structure to the company rankings or background checks on individuals in the United States. In reality, though, there is no monolith, and there are different forms of SCS deployed in different regions of China. This research is important because control over how one's data representation is created and used is becoming increasingly difficult because of technical limitations of black box algorithms, and people express unease about this. The Chinese government has set up social credit systems in different prototype cities and collected publicly available data on SCS implementations in 16 different Chinese regions and downscoped to 5 systems with the most diverse inputs going into the system. My first research question was that are there differences in the sources and types of inputs collected between the different SCS platforms? For this, I categorized the sources of the inputs going into the social credit system into 7 categories. For example, Shenzhen uses surveillance cameras and facial recognition software to collect data on traffic violations that affect the credit profiles of the drivers. I found that there is no uniform mode of data collection across the various Chinese regions. I then investigated how rewards for high credit scores and punishments for low credit scores vary across the various SCS implementations. I found that several SCS have no rewards or punishments for high or low credits. For example, Xinjiang has no rewards for high credits, but government mobilized informers who spy on other people to receive discounts, such as at coffee shops. For my third research question, I presented the different SCS from limited surveillance to high surveillance. For example, in Xinjiang, participation in the SCS is not voluntary and consent is not required. Citizens of Xinjiang are heavily surveilled in the wide range of situations, such as when buying knives or visiting private residential compounds. On the other hand, Shenzhen's SCS is extremely limited to only traffic violations. China recently released a document outlining its 8 principles for AI governance and responsible AI. One of the guidelines, for example, is respecting privacy, which states that AI development should respect and protect the individual's right to know and right to choose. 3 out of 5 SCS that are investigated violate this principle. Some takeaways from this work are that more research needs to be done to avoid the overly positive or negative accounts on the SCS that we see in the media. The Chinese SCS in particular is important to study because it will most likely influence similar transitions for other nations. Studying these mini experiments by the Chinese government will help make deployment of these systems more ethical. Thank you for listening.